Hey guys, Pie Guy Rules here, and I'm gonna be blunt here. I hate Seth MacFarlane. I have a big beef with this guy. And before you ask, my opinion of Family Guy is thusly. I disagree with a lot of the jokes made, especially and particularly the cutting away to music videos that takes up 2 minutes of the entire episode and has no joke about it. The use of ridiculously overly long gags and just a lot of unfunniness and dragging and just being the most simple boiled down humor. That being said, I do watch it sometimes, and sometimes I enjoy it. It is a okay show that, while no piece of television greatness, will live on because, well, it's pretty good and it makes a lot of people laugh. And again, it's one of those shows, much like The Simpsons, where episodes vary depending on what you watch. I don't hate the show, but I don't love the show. That's my opinion on Family Guy. Moving right along to what I want to talk about here. The Flintstones. Seth MacFarlane is going to reboot the Flintstones. Yes, Fox gave him permission to do this. Why they think this is a good idea, I don't know. Sethy Boy already has 3 shows, and if you notice something, his name is always first on everything. On the show created by thing, on the if he the starring, on the written, he always has to play voices. He always has to he's got such a big ego. I'm sorry. I cannot stand this guy. He's such a little smug little jerk. And if you've ever seen, he did a live show once that was supposed to be like Family Guy Live. Dude, no one wants to see you. Anyway, back to the Flintstones. It's unknown whether it's going to be one of those Seth MacFarlane shows that uses, like really risque humor and cutaway gags and just, stupidness. Or if it's going to be kind of like a straight up just reboot of the Flintstones as they were, just, I don't know, more episodes. Either way, this is not good. Look, it'll definitely be ruined for sure if they do some sort of, if they make it a lot like Family Guy, that would absolutely ruin it. And even if they didn't, Flintstones does not need a reboot. The last we saw of the Flintstones was like a special on Cartoon Network like 10 years ago. Look, it's a great series. It was. It revolutionized cartoons, but it does not need to be brought back. And especially not by Seth MacFarlane. The dude has 3 shows, here, since I talked about Family Guy, I suppose I should go into my thoughts on his other 2 shows. Cleveland Show? Oh my god, that pisses me off so much. It's Family Guy, but black. Yeah, it's pretty much so Seth MacFarlane can use racist jokes. That's all it is. It's the same kind of setup. American Dad, I used to like. The new episodes are just, they're trying to be, I guess, edgy for the sake of being edgy, but it just kind of ruins a lot of the characters who were a little bit more developed and, not complete jerkwads. Seth MacFarlane, for some reason, wants to make every character on every show he has a complete and total jerkwad. They have to have out-of-character moments always, and they always have to be edgy and hardcore, just for the sake of a joke. I've said it before, but Seth MacFarlane does not care about telling a story. He cares about making you laugh. I mean, if it involves making an obscure reference, if it involves a cutaway gag with a famous character, he will do it, and that's fine. And it's funny, but it's not necessarily, good or great. It's not a good piece of writing is what I'm saying. Anyone can throw together 2 ideas, like, I don't know, SpongeBob dying of cancer. I don't know. Anyone can come up with these quote-unquote manatee gags. Thank you, South Park, for that. And it's uninspired is what it is. I mean, in the days of YouTube and online video making, a lot of people are throwing together cheap parodies like him, and it's a lot funnier online, let me tell you that much. I don't know what to do about this. I mean, it's not going to be good. It's really not going to be good. And, it begs the question, if they're going to give him another animated show, what's going to get squeezed out on Fox's animation domination? they've already got 5 shows on there. They usually only ever have 4. They got 3 Seth MacFarlane shows, and they got The Simpsons, and they got Bob's Burgers. Now I don't know the fate of Bob's Burgers. It's shaky with me. You know, episodes are sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're not. It's really wishy-washy, but it's the first season, so I'm giving it to the second season, which I believe it was renewed for, before I kind of give any really official opinion on. But I think that I'm pretty sure that's coming back next year, and The Simpsons, they won't cancel that. I'll just say that. So I really don't know what's going to happen with the animation domination. If they're just going to expand it, if Flintstones are going to be on a different a different block, or I don't know if they're going to push the one of Seth's other shows off. I'm not sure. However, I do know that honestly, all 3 of Seth's shows are really getting old, and he does not need a 4th one. They need to cancel one of them. My opinion would be either Family Guy or the Cleveland Show. Cleveland Show, because again, it's more of the same. It's a lot more of the same. And before you tell me it's different, it's really not. It's just like it's got slightly different characters, and when I say slightly, I mean slightly, man. And or Family Guy, which, you know, quite honestly, just isn't funny anymore. I mean, it lost its shock value is the thing. Any semblance of it being good is just now gone. It's just kind of like they're going through the motions now, you know? It's kind of like what happened to The Simpsons, but whereas The Simpsons is a classic and will live on, you know, forever in television history, Family Guy will probably just fade away. So as usual, guys, let me know what you think of this in the comments. So remember to also follow me on Twitter and check my website regularly, because I have a bunch of new videos that aren't necessarily on YouTube. So yeah, and before I get some hate comments, I don't completely hate Family Guy, and I'm sure Seth MacFarlane is a stand-up guy. I just do not like his work. And also, I do understand that it's not just Seth MacFarlane making, you know, on his team working on all these shows. However, he demands to put his name first on every little thing, so I'm just going to blame him. Alright? Pack out rules.